You talked about the year of the Olympics is when you got the Hudson Bay. Do you think that year, especially coming off a year 2015, that you had a lot of pressure on you going into the Olympics? And what was the Olympic year going into Rio like?
I didn't really feel like pressure. No, like I felt like I was like, I'm ready to build.
Oh, you just like dust everything off.
Of 20, yeah, like I was like, I felt like 2015 was a great breakthrough year for me. So I was like, I want to just build for Rio, hoping that was going to be my time. But 4 months before the Olympic trials, I had injured my knee. So I tore the cartilage in my knee, and I missed 2.5 months because for a long period of time, we didn't know if I needed surgery. We didn't know, how to go about it, if this was going to be like season ending. And we ended up, figuring out the process. I did PRP and was able to get back, but I only had a month and a half before Olympic trials. So that was pressure. That part was pressure because, I knew I wasn't in the best shape. I knew that I had the Olympic standard. I was national champion the year before. So all I had to do was come top 3. Like, that's it. So for me, I didn't really want to put pressure of like, oh, I need to go in and defend my title, because I knew what I was up against. And I was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to go in and give my best. But I know bare minimum, like, I just want to be at that 100-meter line in Rio. Like, that is my dream. So I knew I had to come top 3 and gave my best. And I finished 4th. It was the worst possible position that I could have faced. Like, I could have placed. It was a hard trials for me. I think at that time, like, I just wanted my moment to be like, yeah, I made the team. Like, some people had their moments where it was like these were able to celebrate with the crowd, and I'm over there distraught, devastated, and I was like, it's done. Like, it's over. It's done. Like, I lost my opportunity. I still made the team originally for the 4x1 relay. But for me, I'm like, I don't want to go for the relay, man. Like, I was like, I was just fast as, like, I was just like 100, like, it was just so close for me. And I had to check myself, because I'm like, Khamica, like, what are you being ungrateful here? There's some people that didn't even make the team, and you're really over here upset just because of this. But either way, like, I knew I still wanted to fight to try to get into the 100, because the 2 girls that placed ahead of me, they weren't going to compete in it. So we were appealing. We did the whole appealing process, denied. And I felt like that's when I was like, you know what, just let it go. Like, it's done. So I was just training for the relay and I had to try to keep my hopes up. It was really hard, but I had to just really try to keep my motivation up, because at the end of the day, my team would still need me there. So I still gave it my all in practice, even though, like, my heart was hurting. And one day I just got this call from the head coach, and he was like, why are you appealing? You have the Olympic standard, 2 girls are not running. Like, we can put you in the 100. That's no problem. But you got to pass this fitness test. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, what's this fitness test? So at the Olympic, so in Rio at our camp, which is like, we went like maybe 2 weeks before you actually go to the Olympic Village. They said that you would run a 80-meter time trial, electronic timing, and you had to run it in 9.10. So for me, to give perspective for people, my best is 11:13. So if I'm crossing in at 80 meters, 9.10 is almost equivalent to my personal best or faster. I'm not anywhere near my personal best right now. So, I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to take the test. Like, I'll do the test. And we just trained, and I tried to prepare myself, and I had 2 attempts. And the first one, I absolutely blew it. I ran 9.20, and people think that's close, but it's not. Like, that's far off. Like, I'm a whole 10th off. Like, I was way off. And I just remember I just had this moment with God, and I was like, it just felt like nationals again. I felt all this pressure. And to even add on that, so Canada had to enter me in the 100, and then if I didn't pass the test, they would just take me out. So back home, the media is like, yay, Khamica's in the 100. So they announced it. And so the media is going, yay, Khamica's in the 100. And everyone's like, yay, you're running the 100. And I didn't pass the test yet. So there was a lot of pressure. Like all of that came back in. And, I just had a moment of like not really focusing on the outcome of just like, I just gave it all to God in that moment. And I was like, okay, well, let me just execute the best that I can. Like, let me not focus on, the time. Let me just focus on how I can run this the best that I can and focus on the little things beforehand. So gave it all to God at that moment. And I ran and it was 9.10 on the dot. So for me, I didn't get my celebratory moment at nationals like other people did. I had mine a week before the actual Olympic event, and I was by myself, just me and my coach. We were at the track. Everybody else was gone. And like, that was just my connecting moment with God of like, do you really trust me? And, for me, I was like, just to pass that test and to have that moment just by myself, it meant more to me. And nobody was there to see it. Nobody knows about that story. When you see me at the 100-meter lineup, they just say, oh, okay, cool. She's there. She made it. Yay. But like, some people don't really know like the journey that it takes behind the scenes to actually get there. So I know that it kind of meant a lot to me.